For modern societies, adolescence has become its own life phase in and of itself. James Marcias was interested in the ideas surrounding identity formation, so he picked up where Erikson left off. He thought about this idea of an identity crisis. For Marcias, experiencing some sort of crisis isn't just having a bad thing happen to you. It's having a bad thing happen to you, but then thinking about the issues, evaluating your patterns from childhood, and deciding whether or not you want to continue those patterns, or relationships, or whatever it is that's causing the issue for you. For him, experiencing a crisis of identity means thinking through all of these issues, and then making some sort of commitment to any changes you want to see in yourself, and deciding to behave in a way that suits you, as opposed to the way that you've always known. For Marcias, there were 4 different kinds of identity statuses, and you aren't stuck in just one. You can move from one to the other. But for him, the real issue is whether or not you had experienced a crisis, and whether or not you thought through the bad events. If you didn't really think through the bad event, and you made some sort of a commitment, but without really thinking things through, then he'd consider that to be foreclosure. If you didn't think through the bad event, and also didn't commit to anything, that would be identity diffusion. If you had a crisis, you thought through it, you decided what you wanted to be, but then you didn't commit to it, then he called that a moratorium. And if you had a crisis, and you thought things through, and you made a commitment to the changes that you wanted to see in yourself, then you have achieved your own identity, what he called identity achievement. Let me give you an example of what those categories might look like, because it's a little bit abstract. For James Marcias, a person who's in identity diffusion is someone who's not really thinking things through and not really making any kind of commitment. They might say, I haven't really thought about what I want to do with my life. I guess I'll just keep my job delivering pizzas until something better comes along. Foreclosure would be what happens when you're not thinking things through, but you're going to make a commitment to not thinking things through. You might say, I'm pretty much like my dad in being fit for the building trade. If it works for him, it will work for me. So you haven't really thought through things, but you're really going to commit to it. Moratorium is when someone is having a crisis. They're thinking things through, but not making a commitment. They would say something like, I don't know how capable I am as a person or what jobs I'll be right for. I can't decide on a course of study until I figure it all out. Identity achievement is when someone is having a crisis. They're thinking things through and making a commitment. They would say something like, I've thought long and hard about law as a career. I'm pretty certain that's for me. And keep in mind that you can have a different identity status for each crisis that you experience.